I'm here with Glen. How are we doing today, Glen?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. So what's your role here at Traffix? What do you do?
I run our warehouse. I run our fleet, and I do our owner-operator recruitment and onboarding.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a lot. How long have you been with Traffix?
10 and a half years.
10 and a half years. Okay. Good to see long-term employees at places. I just talked with Dan, 21 years. So, okay, so we're bringing owner-operators on here. That's the whole goal. And then what happens? Because a lot of owner-operators have either attitude, they've been in business for a while. That's got to be a challenge to bring them on. Is it?
The thing you usually have to overcome is false expectations, and sometimes you're overcoming previous employers.
Right. Okay, so the expectations, the owner-operator is expecting a certain thing, or you're expecting certain?
No, them.
Them? Okay.
Right, our criteria are set, and that's a relatively direct discussion that is easy to manage. Sometimes they decide things in their head that are unrelated to any conversation.
Glen, come on, stop it. Jeez, be truthful here on this video.
But no, that's one of the hardest things we overcome is somebody who takes 2 trips and says, this isn't what I expected, despite your very best efforts to convey to them what a standard day is, and almost as importantly, outline a bad day, because if they can work with the idea of what a bad day is here, then all the easy days are easy.
Yeah, yeah. But I thought the owner-operators coming on here had a few years of experience, so they should know, right? You would think. I drove for 25 years. Trust me, I've had my share of bad days and good days, and I try to forget the bad ones, but they all happen, right? So.
I can only attest that there's as much variation as there are individuals.
Oh. That's a safe way to say that. I like that.
It's true. You can't predict, and you can't predict on the first 5 minutes of phone call.
Right.
Right. It takes a longer conversation, and usually some of the key elements revolve around revenue, how they will receive compensation, and separate from everything that you talk about on a line item, what their gross income is going to be on a weekly or bi-weekly basis.
Right, right. But a lot of that's business management on their side that they have to take care. Like we all want to make as much money as we can, but at the same time, things happen, right? You're not going to do that every week.
Correct. We work to an average that is a realistic expectation for miles and the concomitant total revenue that they'll earn, and you still end up with
just a difference of opinion.
just a different sense of what the conversation was.
Yeah, yeah.
And we work very hard to make it clear and very hard to make it direct, to avoid those conversations.
Right.
And it mitigates any surprises. The mitigating surprises is really important. It's not good on a first trip to have the operator looking at you and going, I didn't know we went to Illinois when...
I thought you only went 3 places: North Carolina, Illinois, and Minnesota. That's all I've heard. Where else do you? If you go to Texas, let me know.
Well, we will follow opportunity.
Yeah.
But when somehow they miss what the backbone work is, and we do get that where, well, when you said North Carolina and Illinois, I thought you meant Illinois, right?
Is that the GPS or the map reading? You can see that they're not close to each other.
I won't. But again, it's why we attempt to make it as clear and as not simple, but as direct as possible, as uncomplicated as possible, to avoid misunderstanding.
Yeah. All right. So give me an idea of the onboarding process. I believe what you said, and I'm coming on board now. So what's going to happen to me? I've got 3 years experience, so I really don't expect more than half a day to come onboarding with anybody. Just going by attitude, sarcastic there. So give us an idea of what your onboarding is, what I can expect the first maybe 3 weeks of being a new driver on with you guys.
Well, the first thing is you have to actually execute all the requirements to be onboarded.
Yeah.
You have to hand in the right document set to get a truck plated with the MTO.
Right.
You have to complete US DOT compliant pre-employment regulations for drug and alcohol.
Yep.
And you have to complete applications. And all of that needs to be in order before you can be put on the road. And that's an 8-hour-ish process.
Okay, that's not bad.
And with me, plus time on their own to compile things.
Yeah.
Once they're here, we give them, shortly before they hit their first trip, we go over a daily trip sheet. We give them a sample so they've got a model to work from. And we try to give them some idea of where they're going before they get in the truck, so that on their first trip they can be comfortable with the idea of where they're going to end up, and if they want to look up anything in the area with truck stops or other facilities that they may require, that they've had an opportunity to do so before they've driven 11 hours and are now wondering what's available within half a mile.
Yeah.
Because
I consider that trip planning, and it should have been done by anybody. But so I think most owner operators would expect when they change a company for it to take roughly a week, with